have been, this is a self-criticism, because I also have been hidden as a politician. We are so sophisticated in forecasting the past. And we have been inundated in the libraries of Latin America with the analysis of what we have done wrong or right. But we have our house on fire. So, when I was at Harvard University, I lost my mind and I got into politics. And nobody's perfect. Because I thought that I was teaching about poverty and inequality, and I was writing and making money without affecting the life of the poor or reducing inequality. So I jumped into politics. But I jumped without knowing how big the swimming pool was and how big the sharks were. And we have an authoritarian regime, corrupt, narco-trafficking, violated of human rights, buying the press. If this sounds something familiar to you, I'm talking about my country. And so, not having any political experience, and it comes to the point that you have to jump in the swimming pool. You cannot be a comfortable spectator and looking at it to see what happens, and then come back. That's too easy. So I decided to jump. So I made a lot of mistakes, I'm sure. But I had to fight a dictatorship before I went into election. And then my collaborators were afterwards my competitors, my ambassadors. But their first priority was to recuperate freedom, liberty, and then we can compete in the democracy field. Part of our problem, excuse me, is that we have some endogenous factors that have brought us through the situation or the outliers within the region, and an exogenous factors. The exogenous factor is that God, for some reason, got mad at us and punished us and put too much natural resources in our regions. That was a curse. And of course, if you get the barrel of oil at $8 a barrel and then it jumps to 150, you have a lot of money in your pocket. And you can leave fish away, insulting the dignity of the poor, because the poor don't want to stretch them to be given fish away. They demand the right to learn how to fish. But then we have to mine natural resources. Gold, silver, copper, oil, gas, you name it. But that's very vulnerable, as someone said. It depends. We're very dependable on an exogenous factor, changes in the price of our commodities in the international market. Tomorrow China drops 2 points, and for each point that China drops in GDP, it has 1.5% adverse impact on the trade in Latin America. We need to invest more in the minds of our people to be independent. Secondly, the richness of natural resources is a temptation for authoritarian and populist regimes to emerge. They give fish away, they have money. But we have the capacity, we have learned the last 40 years, that we have the capacity to convert this curse into an opportunity. If we use the income, the revenue for an export and raw material, which the price is very high, if we can invest in healthcare, educational quality, potable water, sanitation, and we will be free. And the temptation for authoritarian regimes are not very convenient to have an educated population. So much for the diagnosis. Let me share with you. My friends, if a region, I'm writing a book on the political economy of democracy, if the region does not have the state capacity to deliver concrete, intangible results, then you will have social unrest. And that's not very good for attracting capital investment. And in order to put up the fire of social unrest, the authoritarian regimes give fish away. And that's very difficult to compete with. What to do? With all humility. And we are talking about two different realities. And different realities in all Latin America. I don't mean to make any generalization. I just want to share with you. And that's why I came over here, and I'm glad you have an excellent panel. And once again, I salute the initiative of the youth. My friends, in order to make an omelet, you have to break an egg. Peaceful. Because it could get into an escalation of violence. We were able to recuperate democracy and freedom from a corrupt, narco-trafficking, armed trafficking, human rights violation regime peacefully. They planted 6 people they killed in a bank closed in order to put it up to us. Villa knows that very well. And we need to, I have met with the young people in London from Venezuela. I'm revealing, and I hope that what to do. I talked to Mr. Capriles, Enrique. I don't have any set prescription to it, but because I feel Venezuela part of the big nation of Latin America, it is my responsibility to share with humility. We need to make a cohesive democratic coalition strong within Venezuela. 2, you will never make any leap forward without the participation of the youth. 3, the mobilizations of all the corners of the country, mobilizing the people not only in Caracas. In our case, all the television, all the newspaper, all the radio were shut up. They played Mickey Mouse, La Pantera Rosa, so people could not be informed. We need to combine the internal mobilization within this democratic coalition internally in trying to get the attention of the international press. The international press. What I did is I sent ambassadors to some head of states. And then I went. Some head of states had the courage to receive me, having been a rebellion with a headband over here and scared the hell out of business people. But they received me. So the combination, the synergy of the internal mobilization within a cohesive democratic coalition with the international attention produces an incredible result. Now, mind you, this was 1999, 2000, 2001, until I was elected. Now we have the social media. Now we can penetrate the walls of the countries. Let's use it. And the youth, they can close all the medias they want, and we want. They receive a lot of money. I have to confess that I have a condecoration from Hugo Chavez.
You can return it.
There was an international organization who invited me to speak about the freedom of the press in Venezuela. What do you want me to say? When I arrived, I was about just to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning. I turned the television on to fall asleep, and I democratically decided by the Congress of Venezuela to declare Alejandro Toledo persona no grata to Venezuela. It's all right. It's all right. The whole room was, somebody told me, a friend, was already with microphones. What is my point, my friends? I think that we don't know how much longer it's going to be. I think you people have made an incredible steps already. This issue of Leopoldo Lopez, this persecution of Maria Corina Machado, Enrique Capriles. Now they are trying to see where is Carlos Ponce and Carlos Tinoco. Yesterday I talked to one of you Congress people who was in Peru, who met with my head of my Secretary General of my party from Lima to here to Stanford. I think that you are going in the right direction. How long will it take? We don't know. But listen, this must be one of the most weakest moments of the Chavez and the Maduro government. The reason why I wanted to share this reflection with you is because Ilian, who has been my partner in the fight, and with millions and millions of people, what we call La Marcha de los Cuatro Suyos. The Inca Empire was divided in Suyos. I think you already have made a lot of progress. We still need the international community to be more involved. Let me make 2 final points, and I beg you to excuse me. Number 1, I'm concerned that the majority of the countries of this Latin America that I love have adopted the position of being very ambiguous in terms of position with human rights violation, freedom of the press, independence of institutions. And others become silent. Watch it. The ambiguity and the silence could be part of complicity. Could be part of the complicity. And finally, we need to demand to the OAS. I don't know what it stands for anymore. But really, we have a constitution for the region. It's called the Inter-American Democratic Charter. It's dead. It was signed. It was signed in 2001 when I was president by all the countries of Latin America. What is happening? Finally, listen. The president of a country in a presidential system is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and the police. So whatever life is lost, he cannot say that he does not know what is happening in the streets. The noises of bullets will never kill the hope of the youth for democracy and freedom in Venezuela. God, hear us and bless Venezuela and the youth. I apologize for taking this time, but I wanted to share it with you.